Oh, I'm live. It's fading though. I'm going to see if I can fix that. Da, 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 da. Green screen. See if I have something darker. There, we'll just use that. Nope. Oh well, I guess it'll do. I don't know if anybody's here. It's just one watching. That could be me, and that would be fine. You can tell I'm using a green screen because I look all funky and glowy. But that's okay. If I had better lighting, or if my desk was moved a little closer to my green screen, it probably wouldn't be so noticeable. But anyway, we're just gonna do it like it is today, and so I'm gonna give it. I am starting with a new format this week where I am going to be more disciplined because I'm the one who has to be more disciplined if I'm going to keep things on track. So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. I'll wait till about 5 after, and then I'm going to start the lesson, and I'm going to go full screen into the lesson. So I'm not going to be watching chat or any of that for 15 to 20 minutes while we have the Techy lesson, and then I will come back into StreamYard and check things out. And hi, Abby. Good to see you. So yeah, I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes here. What time is it? 1:02. So I'll give it to 1:05. Can you see me fading in and out sometimes? The whole side of my head fades out when depending on which way I look. Too funny. Yeah, I'll have to do something about that to get that. Maybe I just need to move this desk a little bit. I think a little bit back so that my head doesn't disappear. Does it help if I get closer? Let's see. Oh no, it makes it even worse, doesn't it? I'm a cyborg. It's because my hair is green, matches the green screen. Anyway. Well, Abby, it might just be you and me. It says there's 2 watching and there's 5 thumbs up. But yeah, I'll give it one more minute, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop over to Photopea and show you guys what's up with that. We're gonna make a logo. I'm actually gonna make a logo for Ed's Crazy Homestead. He mentioned that he was looking for a logo, and so I went and I downloaded a couple of images and stuff that I thought might be fun to play with. And I know that somebody made him a logo, and that was super, super sweet, but it doesn't stand out very well from what I saw. And so I just thought, anyway, since I already had the stuff downloaded and had this lesson planned, I'd just go ahead and keep at it and do that. Hey, Ed, how you doing? I was just talking about you. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and get into it because it's 5 past. And so I need to share my screen. I'm going to share this screen. Dun, 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 share. And I'm going to go here. And like I said, I'm not going to be watching the chat for a while. I'm going to go ahead and pop into Photopea. And this is what we're going to do. So I can actually still see. Yeah, Ed, I'm serious. I'm rarely not serious. I mean, I know I laugh and giggle a lot, but I'm still quite a serious person. Anyway, we're going to start with a new project. And okay, so YouTube profile, it gives us 800 by 800. Now I don't want to use any of these pre-mades. They're a good place to start. If you don't have an idea already, they can be a good place to start and they can really help you out. However, I'm just going to go with a straight, I'm going to call it, do anything? Oh, there we go. It's just taking a minute to catch up with me. Come on. Ed's logo. Okay, and it's 800 pixels by 800 pixels. My DPI is 72, which is fine. And I'm actually going to go with a transparent background because I want it to be a circle, not a square. Because for YouTube, you want a circle, not a square. Anyway, so I'll make it transparent, and I'm just going to hit that create button. And there is my transparent square. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. You guys don't need to see that. Oh, and I can probably turn that banner off too. There. Hi, Gail. I do have stuff up here. I do have chat up here, but I'm going to ignore it because I need to concentrate on the lesson. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I mentioned, I want a circle, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a circle. And I just want to make a big circle that's going to fill this whole thing. So to find my circle, I look over here in my toolboxes. And I go all the way down here to my rectangle, and it's got that little arrow there. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select ellipse. And now in Photoshop, I can hold, I think it's my Alt key, and it will start from the center. Oh, look at that. Just like that. So, okay, I'll be able to resize this because apparently I'm not quite in the center. But I can now, so you can see, one thing that I always recommend is when you have your move tool selected, that you have the auto select and the transform controls, always have those checked, because I'll show you what happens if you don't have them. You can't, you can see the different little boxes. Well, now I can fill my space or my circle to fill the whole thing. Right, I can adjust it with just those little boxes by dragging it. And of course, I don't want it to be red. I actually have a picture, and I'm going to see if it'll let me put it behind it, which is kind of a little, it's a neat little trick. So we're going to go ahead and try that. And I suppose I should probably save it somewhere. Let's go to YouTube. We'll make a folder for Ed's Crazy Homestead. And we'll just call it Ed's logo. That works. Save. It's now downloaded. I would be able to open it with my Photoshop if I wanted to, but we're going to stay in here where we're at. So I'm going to come up here to File, and I'm going to click on Open and Place. And I'm going to go find the images I found for Ed the other day. I'm going to start with this one. It's not quite big enough, so I'm going to go ahead and, I don't want to stretch it that far. Sensitive. Okay. Down just a little bit. Okay, so I know that that looks kind of weird right now, but now I'm going to see, and I don't know, because I don't play in Photopea that often. The only time I come in and play with it is when I'm doing these lessons for you guys. So I'm going to see if this works. In Photoshop, I can right-click on this, and I can create a clipping mask. Da, 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 and it makes it into a circle. Hi, anybody who's come in that I haven't been saying hi to. I've been Trying to concentrate on this so that I actually do the lesson instead of just chatting. So there, now we've got the nice background there. So I am going to take this layer and I'm going to make it fade a little bit. And to do that, I'm just going to click here on opacity. I'm going to drag. Oh, okay. I want to change that background color too from red to. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Can I double click on that and change it? I absolutely can. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see all I did was I double clicked right here on this circle, and that brought up this color picker box, which allowed me to pick. I can pick whatever color I want, right? But I want white. So anyway, and now when I adjust this, it doesn't show red through it. It just gets lighter and lighter. Anyway, we're going to put it about there. And I know this isn't a picture of Ed's homestead because I've never seen Ed's homestead. If he ever had, but he could do this himself. Ed, you can follow along with this lesson and do this yourself with your own images and stuff. So I just went and got my images off of Pixabay. You guys know how much I love Pixabay. So I'm going to grab my move tool again. And the next thing I'm going to grab I'm actually going to go ahead and put the word Eds in. So let's grab my type tool. I don't want to use that font. I want something a little bit heavier, a little bit funky, maybe that. And then I don't want it to be black. I want it to be a color that's going to stand out more. What's your favorite color, Ed? Or do you have a theme color that I could work with here? I'm just going to go with a bright blue, I guess, to start with, and then we can always adjust it. Size, I'm going to make that a bit bigger, and I'm just going to click. Oh yeah, okay, it's loading my font. It takes a minute to load a font, especially if you if you haven't used that font before. So I'm going to turn my cat. Ooh, I don't like that font at all. I don't like that E. That's awful. So we're going to be changing that. But that's good because now we can see how to change a font easily. So I hit my little check mark up there. I'm going to grab my move tool. And now you can see that Ed's is selected. And you can see, I don't know, can you see those red lines that show up when I'm moving stuff? Those are called smart guides. And they tell you if you're in the center. And there I am smack dab in the center with that. Okay, so, but I don't like that font. So I'm going to click here on this CHA button, which is short for character. And I'm going to pick the fonts here, and I'm going to go through and find one that I like. Oh, that's not too shabby. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Oh, looks kind of funky and Eddie, doesn't it? Let's bump it up to 125. There we go. That's a bit better. Nice and big. Okay, so I can go ahead and tuck that back away. I want to get this back into the center. And now I'm going to add a couple of effects to that. So while the layer is selected here, I'm going to come down to the bottom here to this EFF button. And I'm going to add, what am I going to add? I'm going to add a drop shadow. Let me move that out of the way. I want my sun to come from the top, not the bottom. I certainly don't want it to be that far away, so I'm going to move it a little closer. I don't want it to be quite that big. Be a little bit of a shadow. And then I'm also going to add a stroke to it. I'm not going to add a red stroke. I was actually thinking about seeing what like a light gray or maybe a light blue would look like. There we go. Okay. I guess that's okay. Eds. Okay, and now let's bring in, oh, how much time have we got? 16 minutes. So we've been going for 11 minutes. Does anybody need a breathing break? Anyway, let's keep going. Make sure you have your move tool selected. I'm going to go to File, Open and Place. And I grabbed a couple of little crazy looking guys here. I think I'm going to use this one. And I think I'm going to put him right about there. And I like that he already showed up behind the wording. Oh, let's get him in the middle. No, let's not get him in the middle. I don't want him in the middle. I want him off to the side of it. Now I'm going to fade this out a little bit as well. So again, I'm going to come up here. I've got the layers selected in my layers palette. I'm going to come up here to my opacity, and I'm just going to drop that down a little bit. Okay, so now we still need to add the words crazy homestead, right? So we have ads. We're going to grab our text tool again. And I'm just going to, it's going to do the same size and the same font. I may change the font, but here's one thing that you want to remember whenever you're doing any kind of a logo or anything else is, well, I mean, sometimes you can get away with 3, but usually you should not use any more than 2 fonts. One for your big headings and one for your text. So we'll see whether we change it or not. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so I'm going to put text up here, and I'm going to put crazy. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the homestead on as well. Now, I know those aren't where I want them to be. Obviously, I'm not going to leave them like that, right? But so grab my move tool, and I'm going to pull crazy into here. And I'm actually going to stretch it out a little bit. Again, that's where these little arrow thingies come in handy. In the center again. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my text tool again, and I'm going to try and warp this text so that it kind of arches in the center, so that it arches up across these crazy eyebrows. So, I don't know. Do you hate it, Ed? Are you still here? Are you laughing? Anyway, so, oh, I guess I should add my effect. Oh, I'll do that afterwards. Let's see if we can arch it first. Grab my type tool. I've got my layers selected. I'm going to click this little button up here that says warp. And I'm going to click style. And I'm just going to try an arc. So I think I want it to bend a little bit more. And let's try, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Let's try a little bit of vertical distortion there. Now that's maybe a little, well, no, I can make that a little smaller. Let's do. Okay, so let's go there. And now I'm going to grab my move tool. And I actually want to bring it in just a little bit on the corner and a little bit over on this side and bring it down just a touch. And there you go. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, I guess maybe, I don't know. Is that misleading now? Would it be Crazy Ed's Homestead? You might have to change your name again, Ed. Let's add at least our stroke back to that. And it should stay on the same set that it was on, or the same setting that it was on the last time I used it. So that's a good thing. Crazy Ed's Homestead. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the word homestead. with warping it, only we're going to go the opposite direction this time. So let's come back to our type tool. We're going to come up here to our warp, move that out of the way, grab stuff. Oh, and to move that out of the way, all you do is click and hold this line up by the title. Click and hold, and it'll drag wherever you want it. Anyway, let's go again to, was it Arch or Arc we used? I don't remember. Let's use Arch. I think that was it. Okay, so our band, we need to go the other way. And that's probably plenty. And let's just say, okay, grab our move tool. And that's one of the big things to get used to when you're using any kind of a program like this, is that you are constantly having to change tools. It's not, you don't just pick one tool and keep on using it. You have to use different tools for different things. So there we go. There's Homestead. So we're going to go ahead and hit that arrow button because, yep, that's what we wanted to do. We're going to add our effect and add our stroke again. And again, the settings are still the same. Now, the one thing that I want to do is make the word EDS stand out more. I want it to stand out more than anything else because EDS is the first word of the channel, right? So what I need to do is make it a lot bigger. And I'm going to do that by going to my text tool. And you can see up here I have my size. And it doesn't want to go any bigger than a 350, but I'm going to make it go bigger than a 350 by typing in there 300. Now I can grab my move tool. And I can put that right in the center. And I can see I need to make these a little bit smaller. And let's, oops. I want to actually move Ed's a little bit. I want to make sure he's right in the middle. Making that down just a touch. There, I want to zoom out just a touch because I want to see it a little better. And there you have it. There's a logo. Boom. And that is 20 minutes of a lesson of making a homestead or making a logo. It could be, this could be, I would try to warp this just a little bit more down here at the bottom, just so that it fills that up a little bit more. I might make the stroke a little larger on this. Let's even go up to a 5. Yeah, just to make it stand out even a little bit more. There we go. And I might even add a bevel. Do I have a bevel? I have a bevel. There. And then Ed stands out a little bit more than the other stuff as well. And yeah, so we'll save that. Oh, it already automatically saved because I've saved it. And then if I wanted to actually use it, I would also export it as a PNG because I have a transparent background. So that's one of the differences. I know I mentioned in a video before, I wasn't going to go through all the differences in these different file formats here, but the ones that we're going to mostly use are PNG and JPG. And the PNG is the one you'll always use for transparent. A GIF will also do transparent, but the quality isn't usually as good. So I prefer to do the PNG. It's a little bit bigger file, but I like the quality better. So I would export it as a PNG. I can take a look at what it looks like. I can see my transparency is still here. And my settings are all good. And I can hit save. And it's going right into the same place I put the working file, which you can't see, of course. And hit save. And close. Oh, okay, I don't want to I guess I have to save again. Save as PSD. Wonder if it'll let me save it right over it. Yes, I want to replace it. Fabulous. And that is today's lesson. What do you think of that? So let me now pull this back over to here. And I can, so yeah, so that was it. That was today's lesson. And that was about 20, I don't know, a little over 21 minutes or something. So if you want to, if you're just here for the lesson, we're going to now sit and chit chat. So I am going to drop my link down there in the chat box. Oh my gosh, I should show you that really quick, Bushcraft, before I drop that link. Let me do that. It should be sharing this whole screen. So let's just take a look at my hard drive. Well, this is my this is my file explorer. This is my external hard drive. But look, it's pretty neat. You just have to know where you're looking for stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff there. Yeah, there's my PC. I only have 3 drives hooked up to it right now. Sometimes I have 4 or 5 with cameras, and anyway. Now, well, good, Indiana backyard gardener. That is my intention. I hope that it was helpful. And yeah, boom, just like that. It's only taken me 30 years of experience to be able to do something like that in 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, yeah, mine is not that big. Mind you, I don't make a lot of logos and stuff. I mean, I make my own. Most of the times, though, the companies that I'm working for, they already have their own logos made. So yeah, I just have my own. Anyway, did I drop that link? I did drop that link. So if anybody wants to pop up and chit chat, we can do that. Or if anybody has any questions, I guess I could look back in the chat. But
that is awesome.
Feel like that?
Yes, I do. Most definitely. I didn't expect that when I come onto your live.
I know. I know you didn't, but I had to do so. I have to have a project. I can't just go in. I don't just go in and play with Photoshop, right? I have to have a project and something to do. And I don't know, I'm still happy with my logo. So I wasn't happy with yours though. No offense. I mean, that was super nice that I don't remember who did it, but it was super nice that they did it.
Worcestershire Project.
Worcestershire Project. Yeah, I can't see ads on it.
Right.
I wonder if it makes a difference.
He also made me a banner. He actually made me an awesome banner, but I tried to put it in and it's saying it won't fit. So I got to figure out something on that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate him doing it. I mean, he didn't have to. And I appreciate what you just did. I mean, that looks good.
Good. I'll send it to you. You'll have to send me an email.
Thank you very, very much. Okay. I can do that.
I will need an email.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll look for your email. But if I can't find it, mine's in my About
Mine's
page.
in my about. Mine's on my about page.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it. As soon as I get stopped, I've got to get down to Baytown, Texas.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, no rush.
get ready to unload 4 different stops tomorrow morning.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's what I do, bushcraft, is make websites and stuff. And I do, but I have 2 clients. I mean, I occasionally take on another client, but I don't very often. I really just don't have time or don't want to take the time to take on more clients. So I have the 2, and they have some pretty big files in there. I also have a 200 gigabyte Gmail drive that I use for a lot of my client files because I'm not always working on the same computer. I'm not always here in my office hooked up to my external drive. So, okay, Britain Farm, see you tonight.
Oh, Lorrie, did you see that the video I put out yesterday?
I don't know. I saw a lot of videos yesterday, Ed.
Yeah, it was about John. I had a comment that I'm in violation of Shed Wars something or another, and it was from Shed Wars.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, okay. Everybody liked it.
Okay, I'll have to go watch it after this.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. So if nobody has any
it was all a lot of fun.
I guess we can cut this off for today. And one thing that I would like to get from you guys who are watching these is, what would you like me to show you? You know, like I could do another logo. I could show you how to do a cover next week, or a banner. They call it a cover. Somebody calls it a cover. One of the templates I have, it's called a cover. I don't know. I need to just turn that off because that's just annoying. Now it'll just all be green. Crazy. Anyway. Open up my curtain, get some light in here. So yeah, how to clean your storage. Yeah, that is definitely a lesson that a lot of people need, and I know I need to clean out my storage. So of course my storage is gonna clean out my storage is gonna take a lot of doing because I have a lot of storage. But yeah, my 5 terabyte drive is over half full. Yeah, that is very true. I'm a big fan of WordPress, which makes it easy for everybody. And I will quite often make sites. Like I just recently made a site for a lodge up here on the island, and set them up with back-end access. And we're going to do a few lessons with them, and they'll be set, and they should be able to run it themselves and do the updates and stuff like that. So. Yeah, it's all the graphic design. Well, and I was really glad I had that when I decided to start doing YouTube, because it allows me to I have all my raw footage from, 300 and some odd videos that I've got on my channel. So yeah. Hi, Garden State. How you doing, Joe? Hey, I got your seeds the other day. So that was fabulous. I've planted some of them. Well, I haven't planted them outside. I planted them inside, but. Oh, you're very welcome. I enjoy it. I actually really enjoy teaching, especially when people actually want to learn what I have to teach, which back when I was teaching high school, that wasn't always the case. Yeah. Hi, CB. How you doing? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it a day. That was a nice, quick lesson and a little chat, and I'm going to be back again next Tuesday. This seems to be a good time for me, which was we started at 1 o'clock Pacific time. I guess that's 4 o'clock Eastern time. So hopefully I'll see you again next week, and we're going to talk about how to clean up your storage. Why not? And then as you guys come in, you can shoot me ideas if you have questions or stuff, and we can do lessons on those. But yeah, it's hard for me to always come up with, like, I don't know what you guys want to learn. You have to tell me what you want to learn. If I can teach it, then I will. But thanks so much for coming in. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.